Welcome back to Smart Boys.
Smart Boys, episode 8.
We're changing the title.
Don't hate.
Oh, wait, hold on. I was going to think of we were doing preset titles and I didn't think of one, so we got to think of one on the fly. I got it. Steve Miller Band 2.
Steve Miller Band 2,
We are the sequel. We are the sequel to Steve Miller Band. We are talking about the Steve Miller Band, the sequel of which, if you hear my voice,
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan. Why is he called Steely Dan to begin with?
Steely Dan is not a person.
But why did they call him Steely Dan?
I don't know. You know who was in Steely Dan? Or
let's go ahead and read it off.
Not actually in Steely Dan, but
I know about Dick Miller, famous movie star.
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Checker, he was in it.
Chevy Chase was in the precursor band that later became...
what was the precursor band called?
Oh, shit, who could never know?
Dealey Stan.
It was called Greasy Lou.
He was Stealin' and Wheelin'? Dealin' and Stealin'? That's a good band name, Dealin' and Stealin'.
Snapping necks and cashing checks.
My favorite band name of a band that doesn't exist is called Scroungin' and Loungin'.
Scroungin' and Loungin'?
The Scrounge Loungers.
Let's see.
Dot Matrix.
The band that they were called Leather Canary.
Leather Canary.
Leather Canary, and it had...
It's like a canary that can survive in a coal mine, because it's made of leather.
Yes.
The
Chevy Chase was on drums.
Shout out to coal miner culture.
What's up, my coal miners?
What's up, coal miners?
How you doing? Boys?
Can you guys breathe? Probably not.
It's dark.
It's dark. I've worked a very long time.
All right. So we have a few things to talk about today.
One of which is my new hat.
My new hat. Which I do have a new hat in this box.
That sounds exactly like a hat.
This box contains not only a hat, but the single video game that
of the year
that I've been waiting for forever.
That's right. Mike bought right here and now. He bought the collector's edition of Mass Effect Andromeda with an official Mass Effect hat.
Yeah, it's more of like a visor.
Can you take it out right now? Let me just hear that unboxing.
Sure. Let me grab this here.
All right. He's unboxing the Mass Effect.
Oh.
That's a little clicks going on. Clicks in the background, too.
And here we go. We're breaking the seal. Put that away. That's sharp. Let's get some...
This is official
unboxing.
Official unboxing on audio.
Oh, God.
Can you guys see what's going on here? I'm probably gonna have something like on the video, just like a picture.
I can't get the fucking box open. There we go.
Box.
Oh, you guys hear that? And
we're really dipping into the.
There's
ASMR.
the hat. You guys hear this?
Is that an official snapback?
It is an official MLB. I'm sorry, Mass Effect.
The MLB. Where did that come from?
Yeah, it's not.
M-words.
This is not the.
I like the little N7 logo. Oh,
It is an official snapback, but I have a very ginormous head, so I'm really thinking it's not going to fit.
It fits. You're fine.
It's on like the last snap, though. I'm going to look like a dork.
A little dork. I bought my video game hat for Mass Effect.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm starting to see a problem with the hat. It's not very well animated.
The graphic engine is a bit old.
When you're lifting it off your head, there's a few frames missing. Like, your arm is seamless, but the hat itself, it like pops right into your hand. It's really weird.
I got a fresh haircut today just for this hat.
Did you really?
No, I need a haircut. But
okay.
But oh man, let's try to do 2 snaps. Maybe it'll fit a little bit less dorky. Yeah, there we go.
You're like a real person now.
I feel like a man.
You're a man.
I'm a man now.
You're not a man. You're a boy.
I'm a boyman. I'm a smart boyman.
Smart boyman.
Yeah. So this is not Mass Effect Andromeda.
This is MLB the Show 17.
MLB the Show 17 Hall of Fame edition, y'all. That's right. I'm a baller.
Let's go ahead and look up some reviews of this game.
Please do, actually.
I want to read what people have to say of this game. It dropped today. Ooh, do you hear that plastic?
It actually dropped yesterday, but I couldn't pick it up because I was at work and the GameStop only closed at... So
far, very good reviews.
Ooh!
I'm going to read the most
Please read the bad
review.
ones.
I'm going to read the Hardcore Gamer. The website, Hardcore Gamer. If you're not familiar with Hardcore Gamer, you're not a real Hardcore Gamer.
You're softcore. You're a soft shell crab.
I don't need this in my ear. I can only hear that and it's driving me insane. But, fucking... Okay, Hardcore Gamer says, the show 17... They give it a 60, by the way. The show 17 is fundamentally sound, but doesn't move the sports genre forward. It will appease longtime fans,
That's me.
Mike, that flock to it year to year.
That's
but
me.
Until the series does something remarkably different, it falls short of being able to stand out of the pack. What pack?
I mean,
it's the only MLB game.
Incorrect.
Oh yes,
Was it RBI Baseball?
RBI,
came out the same day.
which stopped making games in the NES era.
Yeah, actually, look up RBI game, RBI Baseball. I'm sure it's got shitty reviews. I'm sorry, I do apologize, smart boys.
This year's version of the show does a lackluster job of making it seem like anything more than a yearly roster update, built upon the same foundation of last year's game, and that is by far the heaviest critique that has been handed down to any yearly sports title. Okay, so it's I don't know if you guys noticed, but the MLB, the show, the series is a sound series of baseball games that always do good jobs of making video games.
Do a good job.
They do good jobs. And this guy, he's not satisfied with the job they do year after year of making the game, which is essentially a baseball game for every year's roster.
Correct. I mean, if he didn't like, he can go fuck himself.
I mean, I understand, if you're, some sort of guy who's like, I don't give everything an 8 out of 10. I'm going to give this one a 6, because it's just the same thing. What is he looking for in the
I don't know. I
evolution of
mean,
the base runner?
that's what I tell. Everyone freaks out. It's the same game every... Well, so what? I mean, they do...
that's my complaint about
really
most sports games, but my only complaint about that is I'm not into the sports that these games come with.
Yeah.
I mean, NHL would be the exception, but I don't go out and buy a $60 title for that. But,
I think
yeah, I don't get what people expected. I mean, I'm not saying it deserves a fucking 10 out of 10, but it's a MLB game. It does a good job. There's some fucking Maddens and FIFAs that come out that fucking shit the bed.
Yeah.
So the fact that the series has been pretty
I
consistent
love the
is
show.
great.
Let's get some more unboxing noises. You ready for this?
This is for Mike later. I'm the one who hears this. Ooh. RBI Baseball 16, so we're looking for 17. So
I think they're up to... I think they called it 18 this year.
No, it was 17. 17. They probably don't have... Yeah, they don't have reviews out.
That means it's bad.
It's got the official... Yeah, this came out just today, and nobody's seen it. But we can read last year's RBI Baseball. What does that stand for? Realistic...
Run batted in.
What?
Run batted in.
Run batted in.
Run batted in.
Run batted in. Here's the lowest review from Gaming Age, 25. This is for RBI 16, which might be a reflection of 17. 3 years in, you might think that the makers would have stumbled across something vaguely resembling a familiar works, and yet here's a game showing that such expectations are entirely incorrect. Good job, RBI. If you're gonna go out and spend $60 on a game, I'd spend it on RBI.
I don't think it's $60.
Oh, it's like a $20 title.
You ready for this? You ready for this, guys? Oh.
He got the official steelbook with this.
Ooh, it is the Hall of Fame edition.
Do not drop that.
MVP. It's...
How much did that cost?
I don't remember. I want to say it was like $100.
I would say with the hat and the DLC.
Well, there's the MVP edition, which is just this, and then this one is...
Okay, let's look it up. MLB 17
Hall
of Fame edition. No. Hall of Fame edition retails at 16. No, that's the MVP. GameStop $99.99. Okay,
yeah.
So you're paying approximately $30 for a hat.
I got more codes though too.
That's true. So not available online, sold out. That's going to be a popular hat. Hey, you know what? For curiosity's sake, let's look up on eBay what that's going for. Oh, check it out! Fantastic! Another new release today.
Breasts.
Fantastic breasts.
Where to grope them? Oh.
We said we were going to stop.
I know. It's the only one you're going to get.
It's the only one.
God, you fucking up at spelling hat.
Hall of Fame. MLB 17 Hall of Fame edition. Oh,
holy shit!
It's going for twice the price right now. Somebody's got it for the $300.
Wow!
Whoa!
Okay.
Whoa!
Holy shit!
That's some value.
The hat.
The hat by itself is sold for $65, which is the price of the game by itself.
Damn.
He said, "Damn." Okay, well, we talked about the MLB. Well, you like baseball? You like the baseball?
I fucking love baseball.
I've never played baseball games, but I've been to baseball games.
I'm actually going to two baseball games next week.
Shouts out opening day.
Not going opening day though.
But shouts out
opening day. Shouts out to Opes Day.
Shouts out to the Cubs for winning last year. I'm a diehard fan now. I've never liked baseball before, but here I am, diehard Cubs fan.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that? You like the Cubs?
No.
What's the best part about the Cubs? I think their winning streak.
The best part about the Cubs is how their own like diehard fans that have been fans forever are now hating on bandwagon fans.
That's what's gonna happen.
And I love it because I go in the baseball subreddit and everyone's just talking about how they go down to spring training and this year it was nothing but like people showing up in like freshly minted Cubs hats and they're like don't know anything about baseball but they're there just because they're Cubs.
Well, you gotta get new fans somehow.
I know.
But I do agree. Everybody shit on the Cubs before, but now it's like, oh, you won one game. You won one year.
Yeah.
We're fans now.
Yeah, go. I've always been a fan. Bullshit.
I always believed in them. I've always been in, every other state. I'd be like, okay, I like baseball, but fuck the Cubs. But now I like the Cubs. That's baseball. That's the whole game of baseball right there.
No.
And
no.
We got some other things to talk about here. Let's primarily bring up. There were some new releases. Primarily movies.
Movies, yes.
Movies.
That
so,
Power Rangers.
What came out? Power Rangers. Mintage Morphins.
Minty morphine.
Minty morphine. That'd be good. That'd be pretty tasty.
The thin mint. Thin mint Rangers.
I'm really upset with the new Power Rangers because they chose to make a autistic character.
Yuck.
Ugh.
Yuck.
Don't represent people
Next,
like this.
Hollywood.
Hollywood, circle jerk.
Yuck.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
No, I'm really upset about they made the Yellow Ranger gay.
Ugh.
Ugh. I mean, one of the actors in the original show was gay, but ugh.
Ugh. He got made fun of for it.
Yeah, he got made fun of.
As he should.
He had some problems with the production.
Oh, Billy.
No, that we're not here to talk about that because who the fuck cares?
Yeah, I went to go see the movie. I got a screener pass for letting some dude put up posters on our store windows. I did not know that the screener pass was basically just given out to like everybody on like Twitter.
Oh yeah,
because I knew it wasn't going to be a guaranteed seat. They had told us that, but like I got there before everyone else who was supposed to go with me got there, and I was like the 75th person in line. And then by the time that the people who I was seeing the movie with got there, there was like already another like 100 people behind me in line. Well, maybe not 100, but like 50. And I didn't really want to see the Power Rangers movie anyway. And I was like, I'm not going to fucking sit by myself and watch this movie that I don't really have that big of an interest in. So I left. And I was like, I can do better shit with my time. But apparently, Johnny really liked it. Mm-hmm. But he loves Power Rangers.
Johnny is a mutual friend of ours.
Yeah, that's the one I was. Yeah. But he had guaranteed seats because he was a VIP because he talked to the dude who put up the posters and he got him a guaranteed seat.
Couldn't you just sat with him or was that in a different auditorium?
I don't know. I don't think I could. There were seats reserved for people who had the VIP things like he had, and I did not have that, so I don't think I could have sat with him.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Hey,
but,
hey, guy who gave out screener passes for Power Rangers, fuck you.
Go fuck yourself.
You fucked up, okay? I don't fucking like you, and if we ever see you, we're gonna say, hey, we didn't like the movie. First of all, we didn't see it, but we didn't like it. We know we did.
What other movies came out?
I want to take a second for a moment, if I may, talk about Power Rangers. I want to talk about our new sponsor, Krispy Kreme Donuts. Krispy Kremes, they got the most delicious donuts. If you don't like them, you're probably a fucking asshole. Everybody hates.
I feel so bad for the people who do not have Krispy Kremes.
Especially during the Power Rangers screening, because it hand in hand.
You know, it's not technically called Power Rangers, it's called Saban's Power Rangers.
Yeah, because that fucking guy's trying to get all the money out of it.
Nick Saban.
God
damn it.
Nick Saban.
Is there a Chips movie?
Chips movie came out. It did really bad.
Oh my god.
Even Power Rangers, which was the big one this weekend, didn't make its estimated revenue. Its estimated gross.
That Life also came out, and I heard that was just... Yeah.
Hey, I own Aliens on DVD, okay, guys? You don't need to fucking impress me with the same movie, alright?
Yeah, it's got Jake Gyllenhaal, though.
I was so confused by that movie's release, because when we saw the Alien Covenant trailer, that came out shortly, and I'm like, no, there's a new Alien coming out. What is this? Because it's like the same
it's
stuff.
Basically...
It's like, they're in a space shuttle, it's like, we found this new life. And it's like, what is this? And the guy's like messing with it, and it like attacks him, he's like, ah! And then they're like, we gotta contain it. And it's like, oh, what's gonna happen to that guy? It's like, it's on the ship.
It's on the fracking ship.
It's on the ship. We have to send it back into deep space.
9? Deep Space 9.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the new movie 9 with the little sack boys.
I love that film.
Let's talk about that film.
I liked it because it had Coheed and Cambria's song in the trailer.
Is that your reason to like movies? I like the Sucker Punch movie because the trailer was really nice.
I mean, you got a solid trailer. You got a solid movie.
You got a solid trailer. There's some movies that you like watching the trailers over the movies. There's some movies where you like watching the movie over the trailer.
Can we talk about what movies had better trailers than the actual movie? Because I got one in mind.
Is this a segue?
It could be.
Okay.
Are you feeling it?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Jarhead. Jarhead had an amazing trailer. The movie's not bad. I like the movie, but the trailer was phenomenal with that with Jesus Walks in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it hyped me up.
Okay. I have not seen Jarhead in a long time. I remember watching it when it first came out on DVD. I'm trying to remember the trailer for myself. We could probably pull it up. But,
yeah. Jarhead had a great trailer.
I'm trying to think of movies that I see the trailer and I'm like, oh, that looks fun, and then I go see the movie and I'm like, fuck. A good one would be Kick-Ass 2. I liked the first Kick-Ass a lot. I thought it was really fun. And then the trailer for the second one came out. I'm like, oh, this looks cool. And then all the cool parts are in the trailer, and the rest of the movie fucking drags. Like, really bad. And Jim Carrey didn't want to use guns because he's very anti-violence.
Anti-violence.
Hey, right now, I want to ask everybody out there who doesn't live in Hollywood and is a regular person, should an actor's agenda take over the creative control of a movie?
No!
You don't like guns? Well, guns don't like you!
Woo! Merca!
Yeah.
But...
I had another one in mind that right when you said that the trailer was great and something else was bad.
Well, there was a movie that the trailer led me to believe one thing. When I saw the movie, I almost walked out of it because it was different. Mm-hmm. But now I actually love that movie, which was There Will Be Blood.
Okay. I heard a lot about that. Now, I saw the movie totally separated from any trailer press at all.
Okay.
And I love the movie because it's like once it got going and I found out what it was, I liked it. I've never seen this infamous trailer that misled so many people. What was it like?
Okay, so the trailer, it made it seem like it was more surreal, and I really can't explain it. It made the movie look kind of like way more out there than it actually was, and I don't know, I was expecting like more action and more like explosions and whatnot.
Well, I know that one scene in the movie, they're in the oil, the oil rig,
and that explodes,
that explodes and the beam comes down, and then like a little fire shoots out.
Yeah, but that was, I mean, that's what they showed heavily in the trailer, so I was like, oh shit, shit's gonna be blowing up. Not that. And I did hate the movie when I saw it in theaters, and I literally almost walked out, because I was like, this is not what I was promised it was going to be. Since rewatching it recently, I fucking love that movie.
It's a fucking amazing movie.
It is.
2007, that's when that and No Country for Old Men came out.
Yes.
And both those movies almost came out around the same time, and they're fucking amazing.
They were filming at the same time. I remember reading that story where, like, when they were doing some big explosion thing for There Will Be Blood, it got in the way of the sky for when they were filming No Country for Old Men, or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah. But, worst movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
Worst movie I've ever seen that people fucking love is Spring Breakers.
Now, I want to actually kind of detract that, because I follow what people know about the movie. I know very few people who like it, and the people who do like it, they've articulated the reasons that they do very well, and I understand that. But I want to go why you don't like it.
Alright. It was just fucking stupid. Alright? It was just so fucking dumb. And they kept repeating this goddamn line, like, literally almost like every 5 minutes in the movie was like, Spring break forever. Like, there was no, like, plot. Like, girls go down to Florida and have fun and get involved with drugs and guns and shit. Okay. But, like, people are saying that it's supposed to be satire, and I was like, well, if it's satire, then,
Well, the director is known for making similar movies
Harmony
like that.
Love, is that his name?
Yeah, I think so. His other things are very similar in this kind of tone of, like, almost indulgent in the satire it is.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason that one got traction is because it has James Franco and Selena Gomez.
Yeah, I think people wanted to like it so much that they said that they liked it, but it was just so fucking stupid. And, I was talking to somebody, and they said it's a very, very dark comedy, and I was like, I disagree, because if it's I love dark comedies. It wasn't funny. It wasn't fucking funny. There was nothing funny about that film, except one line with Gucci Mane was in a jacuzzi, or like a shower, or a big bathtub with these two chicks, and they're naked. He goes to the one, he's like, scrub them titties. So,
It's a satire, Mike. That was satire. Okay, it's funny.
Oh man, I fucking hated that movie. Oh my god.
I have only seen the movie once, and I don't remember a lot about it, and I don't remember exactly hating it. When I hate something, I have very strong feelings to the point that I can watch it once and hate it forever. And so that's your least favorite movie. Mine is by far. Do you know what it is?
I do not.
I've voiced it many times before. It's up there. There are movies I hate, and then this movie, I was just like, I saw this in theaters, and I thought it was absolutely fucking garbage.
Break it down.
What?
Break it down for me.
Okay. The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh my god, I hadn't seen that.
You didn't see it? Okay.
Was that the one with Rhino?
Yep. Paul Giamatti plays the Rhino. Explain that one to me. How does that work out in execution? Anyway, I will just say, a lot of people shit on the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, and I like them for what they are. I don't think
fun.
They're fun.
They're
fun. They're mopey at times. Like, he's like, I don't want to be Spider-Man, but whatever. Like,
I want to be Spider-Man.
It's like every fucking piece of Spider-Man fiction has Spider-Man that goes, I don't fucking want to be Spider-Man. It's hard. And people
I don't like it.
It's too much. And then people don't like Tobey Maguire for that. They really don't like the series because of Spider-Man 3, which just kind of like left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth.
Yeah.
Not me. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the only film I've seen in theaters that made me physically ill.
Is it that bad?
It's really bad. By the 30-minute mark, and I remember checking my phone, I'm like, I'm only 30 minutes in, and my fucking stomach hurts.
Wait, who were the bad guy? Wasn't it? Who was the bad guy in the first? I've never seen any of the Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay, Amazing Spider-Man was
Jamie Foxx.
No, the second one. I'll explain. I'll lay down the whole second one. So the first one, I don't remember the guy who played the Lizard. He's a known actor, but the Lizard was the bad guy in the first one.
Okay.
And so the main characters was Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker / Spider-Man, Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy, and then Gwen Stacy's dad was played by Dennis Leary, who played the cop, who basically he fucking dies at the end, and that's like his whole guilt trip of the second one. On top of that, Martin Sheen is Uncle Ben in the first one, and he dies about at the halfway mark. And by the end of the movie, he cares too much about his girlfriend's dad dying than his actual uncle, his family relative, the guy who raised him. And that theme of him not caring about him at the end of the movie carries over into the second one.
Shit.
So you know how in like every piece of Spider-Man, it's like Uncle Ben's death is like the biggest thing because it's like it was his fault. Because he let the robber get away, and the robber ended up shooting an old man in the street, and he's like, who was the old man? He's like, it's my fucking uncle.
Oh, shit.
I could have... What's up, Ben? On the ground?
You shot? You dead, Ben?
What you doing down there?
Shit, you dead.
He's looking up, he goes, shot, homie.
Oh, this is your fault.
Pull a photo out for me. Hey, when are we going to get Spider-Man in the hood?
Miles Morales, dude.
Miles Morales?
Spider homie.
Give me your Spider-Man reboot right now.
So then...
Okay.
So the Lizard's bad guy, Ben dies, Dennis Leary dies, Emma Stone's like, my dad.
My dad.
Hey, Dad.
That's how she sounded in that movie. She had a southern
Hey,
accent.
Spider-Man.
Like, my dad.
Look out, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, my dad did.
That's my brother, Spider-Man. He gonna kill you.
Get out.
Get out.
Call back.
So then the second one is...
And the second one...
Paul Giamatti.
Paul. Okay, the movie starts with Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. He's gonna go stop a robber who happens to be Paul Giamatti. He's not in the Rhino suit at all yet. That will wait later in the film. That comes out.
Okay.
He stops that guy, but the whole action scene is like wacky, fun action of like. But it tonally shifts throughout the entire movie of like he's like swinging past a car and then he sees a reflection of a police officer. And then he looks, and it's Dennis Leary because like he was a police officer, and it's
haunting.
Like, and he's haunted by. He's like, he died because of me. I'm still regretting this, even though he totally ignores the fact that his fucking uncle died, when he could have fucking saved him, which is still a thing. In fact, I think they bring it up twice in the movie.
Oh, boy.
In the sequel, about a character whose uncle dies. That's the whole motivation of him becoming a hero. Was supposed to be. They bring it up twice in the movie.
And it just did air quotes.
Yeah. Yes. His motivation to become a hero. Yeah. But anyway, that whole scene happens. It's fucking dumb. And then he ties up Dennis Leary and he puts his pants on the ground. And he's like, haha. Not Dennis Leary. Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, like, photo of people, like, with Paul Giamatti with his pants on the ground. And it's like... is it going to be like one of those kind of movies?
It is one of those kind of movies. So the rest of the movie is the conflict of every fucking Spider-Man thing ever. Of like, I'm Spider-Man and I can't date a girl because I'll put her in danger. And this is escalated by the fact that at the end of Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 1, when Dennis Leary died, he's like, stay away from my daughter because you'll endanger her life.
Oh,
and that was like, he's like, okay. And then the beginning of the second one, he's like, my girlfriend's great. I gotta go stop some crime. Then he gets those regrets, and then they have a fight. He's like, man, I want to be with you, but your dad... And she's like, why do you care what my dad said? And she's saying this. Her dad died.
Yeah.
And she's being like, you shouldn't be caught up on this because of my dad's death. It wasn't your fault. He's like, no, but it was my fault. And she's like, you're too indecisive. I break up with you. And that's the actual sign. That's the actual... She says it twice. At the end of the argument, she goes, I break up with you, Peter. I break up with you.
That's like...
and it's like, what?
It's like Michael from The Office. He's like, I declare bankruptcy!
Yeah. She's like, because it's like he's throwing around the idea. It's like, I don't think I should be with you, but I want to be with you. And she's like, I break up with you, Peter. I break up with you. And it's like you can't regret this because I broke up with you.
Oh, man.
It's like, all right, that should be a weight off his shoulders, right? Nope. And then later on, the main villain of the movie, you wouldn't think, but it is Jamie Foxx as the Electric Man. I don't remember.
That's Shocker.
No, there's Shocker and Electro. I don't remember which one he was.
I think he's Electro.
He might be. I don't know.
Answer me this, because like I said, I never saw the movie, but I do recall something about... Did he have, like, a battery bar on the side of his head?
Yes. He had, like, an indicator. He had an indicator. God. So this is he's my favorite character in the movie just because how fucking stupid he is. Because the movie tries so hard to be dramatic while also being silly. And he's the silliest character in the movie. Jamie Foxx plays a nerdy fucking scientist at the fucking Oscorp building. Yeah. And he talks with a lisp, and he is in love with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's his favorite thing ever. And he's like carrying the big notes. He's like, "Oh, sorry guys." It's hard for me to talk with a lisp like him, but he's like speaking through the gap of his teeth, basically. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Spider-Man." He just sounds like special.
Okay.
The whole movie, and he acts like a child. And he lives at home, and he has newspapers of Spider-Man everywhere, and he has a cat. And I think he might have named the cat, like, nicknamed it Spidey or something like that, because he loves Spider-Man that much.
Boy.
And then there's a scene where it's, like, bank robbers coming by, and then he's, like, in the middle of the street, and then, like, they almost hit him and swerve, and then, like, lose traction and kind of spin around. And then Spider-Man's like, thanks, you helped me. And then he thinks, he's like, I helped Spider-Man. I'm like a superhero now. And then he goes at home and he's like looking in the mirror. He's like puts like a little emblem up like he's a superhero. He's like, this is me now. And then the next day he goes to the scientist lab, the fucking Oscorp, and they're experimenting on electric eels, as they do at the scientist lab. They have a big vat of electric eels.
Who doesn't have a big vat?
And so this is after 5 o'clock. Everybody's left, but he's got overtime. And the guy who's his boss, he's like, "Hey, get that stuff done. I'm going to happy hour." He's like, "But he's like, you got to get that stuff done."
Oh,
like
boy.
Typical bullshit of just
typical
like,
movie.
Typical guy who can't speak up. He's too shy.
Yeah.
Or he's too timid. He's like he can't talk about that shit. So something is unplugged above the vat of eels, and he's got to go fuck with it. So there's a scene he's like messing with it, and he's like trying to put it together. It's like, it's so many close calls of like, is he gonna fall? He's gonna fall. He finally plugs it in. He's like, he like smiles like, huh, and then it shocks him, and he falls back into the vat of eels. And then he gets shocked, but they bite him, and they basically murder him. He's murdered by eels.
Good band name.
Yes, murdered by eels. Ooh, postmark that right now.
Copyrighted.
All right, shocked by eels. Is that what I said? Murdered by eels. So he's they take him to the morgue. They take his body to the morgue, obviously, because you would do that immediately. No autopsy needed. They take his body to the morgue, like the fucking oldest morgue in the world. It's almost like a fucking. You ever see Return of the Living Dead?
No.
Okay, well, there's a morgue in that movie that is very similar to the one in this movie because it's so fucking old. You're like, what the fuck is in here? So in that, he just comes back to life because Electric Man. That's it.
Electric Man, yeah.
Because he was bit by eels that were experimented on. And now he's Electric Man. But he's got like Electro. I think in the comics and stuff like that, he had like a device that let him do it. He has like electricity flowing through his veins.
That I've seen, yes.
And he has like the best. This is the best part of the movie of his transformation. He's like getting the blue skin and all that, and the electric's going through his fucking hands. They gave him a gap. Jamie Foxx doesn't naturally have a gap in his tooth. They gave him a gap in the tooth for a nerdy version of him, and then during his transformation, it closes shut.
Oh my god!
Anyway, so he transforms to
closes.
Electro. The gap in his tooth closes, which is the most ridiculous detail they put in that fucking thing. Because they're like, well, Jamie Foxx, he doesn't have teeth. We gotta fix that.
Oh my god, that's
So
ridiculous.
he doesn't have to wear that the whole movie, basically. And also he's more intimidating without it. So he puts on a hoodie, and he puts on pants, and he walks out into Times Square as the Electric Man. And then he starts, like, fucking with shit and scaring everybody.
Uh-huh.
And then everybody's, like, crowded up in a corner on these stairs that are...
Yeah.
These are, like, noteworthy stairs in Times Square. They're, like, all, like, electric lights and shit like that. They light up. I actually went to them when I went to New York, and I'm like, oh, this isn't that fucking movie I hate. So, anyway, he almost shocks a group of people, but then Spider-Man stops it, and everybody starts clapping for Spider-Man. And then they immediately, like, show a camera of Spider-Man up in Times Square, like somebody's filming him, and they show it on the billboard and shit like that. And immediately he hates Spider-Man because everybody's paying attention to this, saying, "Yay, Spider-Man! We don't like that guy."
Oh no!
For whatever reason, he's just like, "Oh, everybody doesn't like me, but they like Spider-Man. I hate Spider-Man." That's
Oh my
the whole
God.
fucking. So I'm just gonna speed up because I don't want to talk about this anymore. But anyway. Later on in the movie, Harry Osborn, notorious friend / arch rival of Spider-Man. Later on, there's a scene where they meet him. Basically, his dad died of becoming
the Gorn Goblin.
No, well, yes, his disease of why he died. He goblified to death.
Jesus
When he
Christ.
died, he's in the bed, and he has fucking goblin hands and shit like this. He's like, "This disease is hereditary. I never loved you as a son." And it's like, what the fuck is... What? So that's the reason he dies. He has goblin disease. And then the son's like, well, that's going to happen to me. I want to prevent that. So then he meets up with Peter, who are longtime friends, but they haven't seen themselves in 5 years. If you took this scene out of context... you would think it is a movie about two men who are about to enter a relationship.
Ooh.
Because it is so awkwardly, like, where they are shy against each other, they're, like, kicking your feet. It's like, so how you been? It's like, I've been good. He's like,
you look good.
He's like, you... Exactly. He's like, you look pretty good. And he's like, I missed you, Peter. And it's like... the way you watch it, the body language between the two actors, almost seen as if this is meant to be a romantic moment.
That's awesome.
This is supposed to be a romantic moment where they are getting together, and then the next scene would then be them either making love or on a date.
Okay.
Or something like that. So it's so awkward when I was watching this. I looked over at my friend, and I was like, are they supposed to be gay?
Are they gonna bone?
I'm like, are they gonna fucking
They're
bone?
gonna bone?
Because the way they look, their body language, they're like on the pier, and they're just like hanging out. He's like, I haven't seen you in a while, Peter. He's like, I miss you, Harry. He's like, how was school? He's like, it's been rough. He's like, you don't deserve this. It's like
You need someone to hold you.
it was just like at that moment they could have started fucking, and the tone would not be.
You'd just been like, yep, stop, yep.
It'd be like, yeah, this is the natural progression.
So you hate Spider-Man 2.
No, Amazing
Spider-Man 2. Did you see the new trailer for the what's the new one called? Spider-Man Homecoming?
I like it.
Apparently people are real pissed about the trailer.
Why?
They said that it spoiled pretty much everything in the movie.
I think so, but like the whole reason you're seeing it's an action movie.
Yeah.
The conflict is kind of spoiled. I don't think they should have showed that much, but at the same time, I don't like... The only thing I don't like about it is, like, I like that it's, like, him and Spider-Man is, like, the fucking Vulture, he is who he is.
He looks cool, though.
He looks cool. I don't like how halfway through the movie there's a tragedy, and then Tony Stark's like, I trusted you, but you fucked up. It's like, you could have helped, too!
Yeah.
It's like, he's like, I'm taking your suit, and I'm getting out of here.
Yeah,
and then he has to wear, like, a ragtag suit. And I guarantee, there's one reason they did that scene. And they looked at the movie, they're like, we want to spell at least 5 action figures of Spider-Man. We don't have enough costumes for that. So they were like, we have to have him without the mask on. We have to have him as just Peter. We have to have full Spider-Man gear. But we need another action figure. What do we need? He's like, let's put him in tattered up clothing like all the other movies did. It's like, perfect. Put that in the movie.
I think it would be cool if... so I think he's got his, like, homemade, like, hoodie suit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tony's going to make him his suit that he's going to wear for like, the probably the second act.
Yeah.
Tony's then going to take away the suit. He's going to have to fight the Vulture in his homemade suit. And then towards...
That's in the trailer, actually, him fighting the Vulture in the homemade suit.
Then at the end, maybe during the credits, or post-credit scene, he's going to give him the Iron Spider suit.
So, if you looked at the first trailer, there's a scene in Washington, D.C., because he's on the monument, where he's in the full suit. So, the scene where he gets taken away the suit in this new trailer, basically it's like on a boat in the Hudson Bay or something like that. Somewhere in New York near Brooklyn.
So he's in the suit?
He's in the suit. He's in the suit in the first trailer in Washington, D.C., which I think is probably going to be the climax of the movie, because you can't pick that location and not make it the climax.
Yeah.
Okay, so... They're gonna have like 3 acts of where it's like he gets the suit, gets that fun, starts out, and then he provokes the Vulture, has that scene, boat cut in half, He's in full suit. It's like, you don't get suit anymore. It's like, oh wait, but Vulture's back, and I gotta fight him in my ragtag suit. And then that's where he gets probably near to the brink of death, or something like really bad happens, where then Iron Man's like, I gotta give you your suit back, or something like that. It's like, or I gotta help out in some way.
Well, we know he helps out. Yeah, we see in the trailer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, beyond that scene. Yeah. And then they go to Washington, D.C., and that's the climax of the movie. And then after that is going to be fucking, like you said, post-credits thing where it's like, I got you a new suit.
I got you a new suit. It's a tuxedo.
If that doesn't happen, I would be shocked.
He gets him a new suit. It's like
anyway, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Pharrell Williams did the soundtrack of the movie.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Did he?
He did the unique theme of the electro. Anytime he is mad or provoked, you hear it is soft piano and like almost xylophone with like strings. And he whispers lyrics into the electro's ears. This is like his inner thoughts. And he does it in rhyme. So he's like, it's like when he is first provoked by Spider-Man, he's like, it's zooming in on Electro and his eyes are like freaking out. He's like, Spider-Man, I hate him. It's like, Spider-Man, I hate him now. Something like that. And it's a rhyming voice. It's like, we gotta kill the Spider-Man.
Jesus
and it's like,
Christ.
somebody thought of this. It's like, he's gotta have inner monologue, but it's gotta be through song. And a lot of people who defend this movie, all I have to say is like, this is the movie that killed a 6-film franchise. Because they had 6 more films planned after that. They were going to do a Sinister Six movie. They were going to do a Venom movie. They were going to do a Carnage movie. They were going to direct sequel. They're going to have all this fucking cinematic universe around Spider-Man. This movie killed that. Because after the first movie, it was like, let's go ahead and let's get this whole series running. Let's do the second one. And this was like planning up all this stuff because they planned the Sinister Six and stuff like that. I probably know about, I don't know a lot about comic books, but I probably know about Spider-Man more than most things.
Yeah. Oh, man. Boys, we love Spider-Man, apparently.
We do.
We played the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I would say right now, is like one of my favorite comic book characters that I hate. I absolutely fucking hate him. because everything that's been tied around it recently sucks. Excluding the new movie coming out.
Yeah, I mean, when his fight in not Age of Ultron, Civil War, that was great.
I like that. That was actually the one thing that probably made me like the movie the most. But a lot of Spider-Man talk.
A lot of Spider-Man talk today. A lot of talk
about
Spider Boys.
Spider Boys.
Ooh.
What else do we have to talk about?
You were saying something earlier about work.
So I had this experience at work today. Actually, I got a card that I got to pick up, and it's from the guy, and I'll plan this whole thing out and have the reveal. So give me 1 sec.
He's gonna go grab something. Let's just oh, he's back.
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
I have no idea. I was looking at my phone.
You were looking at your phone.
I probably shouldn't bring up what I'm looking at.
I just had to get up. I have headphones on.
Okay.
So anyway. Guy comes into work. Visual aid is basically, think of Willie Nelson, but shorter. He was shorter than me.
Okay, like long hair, old guy beard?
Old guy, smoker voice. He's been smoking for at least 40 years.
Okay.
Not the worst looking guy, but let's just say,
old
visual
hippie.
aid, old hippie kind of guy.
Okay.
So he comes in, asks for 2 things, really simple. He asked for an HDMI cord. I get him it. He's got to explain to me the whole reason why he needs it.
Yep.
He's like, your sound system, you need it for your fucking DVD player, your sound system, and all this shit. So I guess that provoked him, given that I gave him this detailed explanation of how a fucking sound system works.
Oh, boy.
About how you would hook this up.
Oh, boy.
It provokes him to talk about some things. So we sell at our store, I don't want to name drop, but I'll just say we work at a store that sells a multitude of things, from games and movies to toys and swords.
Yay, swords.
So after I finish bringing them out, he notices we have a bunch of swords on the wall.
Oh, my God, no.
What's the first question anybody has when they see swords on the wall?
Are those swords real?
Exactly. So he's like, are those real katanas? And I say,
are those real katanas?
Are those real katanas? I'm like, real as in the fact they're tangible, but in terms of like, they're not real, like, actual solid metal. You couldn't, like, kill a person with that. You would have to try really hard.
Yeah, they're not sharp. They're not
sharp.
Meant to be used. They're just decorations.
He's like, they're not meant to be used. They're right. And I'm like, yeah, they're decorations. It's like nerdy stuff, you know.
Yeah.
He's like, that's pretty cool. He's like, I got a 3,000-year-old real katana that they used in Japan in the war. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. He's like, yeah, it cost me like $5,000 or something like that. I'm like, he's like, it's got like real metal. You don't want to touch it. You don't want to get your oily fingers on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. I get it. He's like, yeah, these ones not the same thing. I'm like, not at all.
No.
I'm like, no, these are made by a company in some fucking backwards ass place.
Yeah, these are pieces of shit.
Yeah, so these are pieces of shit. Don't think much of them. He's like, yeah. And he's like telling me like how he acquired this sword, and then he gets onto this little tangent about asking about different kind of weaponry. He's like, so you guys sell like swords? You sell shields? I'm like, yeah, we sell shields. He's like, I saw over there you had a Captain America shield. Is that real? I'm like, nope, it's just a replica. He's like, it's like real metal. I'm like, it's like an aluminum based metal, but you couldn't like use it as a real shield.
He's like, if you threw a baseball at it, it would dent.
It would dent, yeah, something like that. It's a little sturdy, but I wouldn't like throw something or gash something at it. So he's like, that's pretty cool. He's like, I'd like to have something like that. I might come back for it. I'm like, cool. He's like, you know, a shield like that you can put on your arm. He's like, because I like hang out with these guys and like we like to practice fighting and stuff like that.
No.
And I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, we use like fake and real weaponry sometimes. He's like, we hang out, we go out into the wild or the desert, and it's just a group of guys, and he's explaining this whole thing, and I'm sitting there like I'm like hands on my hips, just like normal like customer service face. Okay. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm trying to break away from it. We're done with the transaction. This man needs nothing else from the store. He needs nothing else from me. He is outreaching to get some attention from somebody. Yeah. I am that somebody.
You are stuck with him.
I am stuck with him, so I'm trying to decline it to, have a nice day, and just, like, be done. So he's, like, talking about, he's like, because I hang out with these guys, and they get, like, shields and swords, like, stuff. He's like, I'd like to have a shield like that. He's like, you come up and, like, I know when somebody, like, does physical movements at you to demonstrate stuff, it is my least favorite thing. Because it's like, he's like, come up and, like, it's like, and I'm standing there, like, not even moving, like,
sure.
And he's like, it's like, you would have a shield like that, you'd go, like, and it's like, and I'm like, yeah, you would probably use it like that.
Yep.
I'm like,
that's how shields work.
He's like, yeah, me and these guys, we go down to, like, south of the border, Mexico. We go into the desert. We run around and chase bad guys and stuff like that. And I'm like, that sounds neat.
That's interesting.
I'm like, that's very interesting. That's cool sounding. Okay. And right. I don't want to ask him, like, what do you do there? He's like, yeah. He's like, as you can tell, I'm kind of a hippie guy, not much of a fighter, but like I hang out with these guys. They're all veterans, and immediately at that moment, I'm like, yeah, Vietnam, right? I want to say that, but I don't want to fucking bring up a whole nother story. Yeah. Like I'm just holding myself back, like, yeah, Vietnam, right? Yeah, those are the times. Come on. And he's like, the whole time he's explaining this, he's just like,
okay.
He's just like, we hang out, like we go to the desert, we exchange stories. Like these like tough guys. They've been in combat. They've seen real shit. It's like they always bring up stories. It's like, so I always gotta have something to one them up. I never served. He's like, but I'm like a hippie guy. But I like fighting and stuff like that too. And I like these stories. Like, so I gotta have my one up. And I'm like, okay. And I'm not trying to ask him what his one up is. He's like, you know how disarming it is to ask a guy is like how you lost your virginity, especially a guy in combat. I'm like, oh,
no.
I'm like, this is going somewhere I don't want it to go. And I'm like, And I'm like, okay. There. I'm like, my reply is just okay, because like that's neutral, but not the point. I'm like, I almost wanted to say, I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go.
But anyway, he's like, you ask a guy like that. He's like, what do you mean, virginity as in like in combat? He's like, no, like sex, man. And he's like, so I got the story. He's like, and then he's like, he points to me. He's like, so when did you lose your virginity?
Oh my god!
And I'm like, I'm just like straight to the point, and like if you like no details, I'm like, girl in high school. That's all you need to know. That's it. I was just like, girl in high school, like anybody else. What do you got? He's like, okay. He's like, so I was 13,
Oh my god!
And I'm like, of course you're this old. When you lost your virginity, it was somewhere fucked up. Let's hear it. Let's go ahead.
I'm locked in now.
You're full steam ahead. You can't like end at this point. He's like, I was hanging out with this girl, and by the way he talks about her, I assume she's at least a year or two older.
Okay.
I was hanging out with this girl at the time, and she's like talking to me. She's like, I've been with her for like a month or something like that, and she's like, I really want to take our relationship to the next level. And I'm like 13 at the time, like, okay, like, what do you want to do? And she's like, we should go to this woods somewhere. And then he's just like,
him in the woods.
Him in the woods with this girl. So he's like, she wanted to bring me to these woods. They're like in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, this, I'm mentally like preparing myself. It's like, am I about to hear a rape story? Did this man get raped and follow him for the rest of his life to the point that he is...
He needs to tell people about it.
Plus 65, I would assume plus 65 years old. Telling people in a fucking
somebody he just fucking met.
Somebody he just fucking met who sold him a fucking HDMI cord.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That just sold him an HDMI.
Yeah,
this all stems from an HDMI cord.
So he is talking. He's talking about losing his virginity, and he went to the woods with this girl, and he shows up to these woods, and he gets deep and down in the woods, and she's leading the whole way, and then he's like, when I got there was like 20 different girls when we got there.
Oh, bullshit.
And at this point, I'm like, you're losing me. It's like, he's like, and she turns to me, she's like, I'm with a witch's coven. And she's like, and we need the blood of a virgin to make our sacrifice or something like that. And I'm like, did you run? It's like, with the blood of a virgin, what, are they going to kill you? It's like, what fucking time period are we in right now?
Oh my God.
And I'm trying to think, I'm like, looking at how old he is like, late 60s? Early 70s? What time are we talking here? Like, you can't be that young or old. I don't feel like they'd be doing that in, like, the late 50s. I don't think people would be fucking looking that shit by that time. But, he's like, so these girls, he's like, they drew my blood, they cut my hand, drew my blood, and then they did this shit. And he's like, and then after that, they laid down, and they all started making out with me. All 20 of these girls. And I'm like,
such a bullshit
story. I'm like, at this point, I'm checking out to the point, I'm like, you fucking liar. Where did you get this fucking story, you fucking liar? He's like, they started making out with me, so they started sucking my dick. I was only 13 at the time. I didn't know what was going on. He's like, I came like that, but it was great.
It was great.
It's like, and anytime I hang out with these guys, I gotta tell them this story. He's like, that's what I got. They got their war stories, but I got a better story.
I got my witch's coven.
I got my witch's coven story. And I'm just like, the whole time, I'm like, okay. I'm ready. This is over. He's like, and I'm like, okay, anything else? Have a good day. Get out. And he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, man. It's a good group of guys. And at this point, now I realize, after he tells me the story, and now the way he's talking, he's trying to sell me on the group.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to sell me on the group. He's like, good group of guys. He's like, just out there, roughing around but having some fun, right? And I'm like,
a little
okay,
gay.
It sounds a little more than gay. Running around south of the border, in the desert, exchanging war stories / sex stories, stuff like that. Man, how'd you lose your virginity at the campfire and shit like that? That's how he's explaining it. He's like, it's just a good group of guys having a lot of fun. Get a little rough, might get hurt, but just some good clean fun. So then he finally leaves, and I'm just like, see ya. And I'm turning over to our manager, who...
Did Will hear all of this?
He didn't hear any of this. Oh. But he could see in my eyes that this is one of those exchanges. And he's like, yeah, it seemed pretty nice. And I'm just like, he fucking told me all this shit that I did not need to hear. And then while I'm trying to explain it to Will, he comes back in. He quickly comes back in. I'm like, no! You got another story? Fuck off! And he quickly comes to the counter. He locks eyes with me. He's like... He hands me this business card. I want you to read that business card.
Oh my God. Okay. It's a white card, nothing on the back. On the front, it says Project Blue Light Scouts. Top left corner is their emblem. It's a sword pointing upward over a blue shield. The sword's got like angel wings attached to it on a gold background. And then it says, to learn more about Project Blue Light Foundation, please contact us at info@projectbluelightscouts.org or www.projectbluelightscouts.org.
So we are looking that up right now.
Have you not looked this up yet?
No. When I got that, I'm like, I'm saving this for later.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
The Project Blue Light service available. Well, so we're just going to look them up.
Just Google it. Oh my
God. Autocorrected. Project Blue Light Scouts. Oh, .org. It wasn't .com. Here they are.
Oh,
our mission. Oh my God.
Wow.
This is a foundation. Our mission. Project Blue Light is an anti-terrorist intelligence operation in support of Homeland Security personnel. We primarily work assisting United States Border Patrol agents in the field.
They are not... They're going out there wrangling up border jumpers.
Border jumper. And when he said that, I thought, it's like, are you chasing around illegal immigrants and bullying them? What the fuck are you doing? And it's like, so this is what he's talking about. And I kind of want to pull... I'm gonna play this video, and I want to see what's going on here. These are all a bunch of interviews. I want to see... Look at this
Oh
shit.
my god.
Oh my god.
Reagan, Bush, Reagan.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're trying to catch people, bring tons of 700 tons
This
of
is their
drugs.
mission. This guy is part of their group.
This does not look like a bunch of guys hanging around south of the border having fun.
This looks like guys on a fucking warpath of hunting down illegals.
Oh, he's already got a cigar in his mouth.
Dude, they're fucking dressed up. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Wow. Oh wow. Looks like fun. Tell me if you see him. This is nuts.
I'm trying to remember what he looks like, because some of these guys look very similar, but he had longer hair. Because he kind of looks like that guy.
A civilian unit assisting border patrols and tracking down criminals crossing into America.
These are the guys running around having some fun.
I just don't have time. Who's got the time?
I'm not going to travel down to fucking Arizona or New Mexico, where the fuck you are.
He's got like motocross gear on.
They got all the fucking guns. They're just running around having a good time, guys.
Oh, he's got a woman tied up.
He's got a woman tied up. They're interrogating. Look at that. They got dirt bikes and shit. They're like the A-team. That woman looks so harmless, and they just got her fucking locked up.
Oh, they tackled her. Her knees are all ripped up and shit. She's shaking.
What are they like? Are they gonna fucking
call
bring her
board?
back? This is fucking crazy.
Dude.
And they're all.
I thought my rainbow lady was weird.
Rainbow lady.
Yeah, rainbow lady.
All right. Well, why don't we?
Let's finish up on rainbow lady.
Finish up on Rainbow Lady.
She's an older woman. I would say probably late 50s.
Okay.
Kind of slowly meanders up to the register and says, she's like, "Do you have phones?" And I forget who I was with. It was like me and Steve or somebody. And
you don't have to name drop.
I'm not gonna name drop. And we were like, "Oh yeah, we got cell phones over here." And she was like, "No, do you have a phone that I could use?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, you can use our store phone." And I twisted it around and I was like, "Yeah, you don't have to dial out or nothing." And she was like, "Oh, I was hoping for something a little bit more private, but thank you." And I was like, "Okay, no problem." And she leaves. And me and whoever was working were like, "What is she like? It's not 1985. Like, there's no like payphones anymore, like booths and shit. Like, sorry."
Get a cell phone, lady.
She comes back in, and she was like, "Hi, I'm looking. Do you know anywhere in the mall? Do you guys sell rainbow posters or art?" And I was like, "No, our posters are generally like pop culture and video game movie related. Nothing really with like a rainbow on it." I was like, "What kind of rainbow are you looking for? Like a pride flag or like a painting of a rainbow?" She was like, "Oh, not a pride flag. I'm looking for like more of a spiritual rainbow." And I was just like, "Yeah, I don't know where you'd find that in the mall. Maybe Spencer's, but their rainbows would be more like pride, like gay pride." And she's like, "No, I want like a nice religious painting of a rainbow." And we're like, "God, yeah, don't know where to find one." And she just got really disappointed with us. Like, she was just so sad that we were like, "I don't know where to get this fucking rainbow painting for you, lady, but you know, maybe in the valley, maybe, I don't know." But first she wanted to use a phone in a private area, and then she wanted a painting of a rainbow, religious, of course.
I've always done people looking for motivational posters and shit like that. Rainbow, spiritual rainbow, like religious.
Like, I don't like what it just like.
So Google up a spiritual rainbow. I want to see what the first result is, because that's probably what she has in mind.
All right. I typed in spiritual rainbow, and I get.
There you go.
So
that's what she was looking for.
Steps painted onto some beautiful grass and flowers, but the steps are rainbow colored and they're leading up to heaven.
Heavenly rainbows.
That's the name of the episode.
Heavenly rainbows.
Heavenly rainbows and Border Patrol.
Border Patrol and heavenly rainbows. Okay.
All right.
So,
good episode.
We're gonna give that a good old wrap. Gonna put a nice bow on this episode. Thank you for listening, as always. And we have our friends and our enemies, a couple of which are local, but mostly friends. We got Craining Records with Roadhead doing the theme song, doing the exclusive theme song
Smart
for us.
Boys?
For the Smart Boys theme song.
Smart Boys?
Yeah, we're those guys.
It's us. We got Moses.
We those guys. We got Moses, local artist, very talented, doing the intros and the outros for our various projects.
We got Dan Cakes, who are in the United Arab Emirates.
In the Dubai.
Doing pancakes for people
with those hijabs on.
and the hijabs and the turbans.
What is that? What would you call that race of people in Dubai? Dubaians?
Dubians.
Dubians?
I don't think they're not a race because of where they
I
live, but
I'm
Dubians.
I'm saying, what would you call
Dubanites?
Dubanites? Maybe. Usually you register people's names.
I think it would probably
like
be Dubian.
Okay. And those are people. Always check us out. We got stuff online. You know where we are. You should know where we are.
Yep.
We're right
Pick
here.
up MVP of the show 2017.
The MVP of the show 2017.
Go see Saban Power Rangers.
Go see Saban's Power Rangers.
Do not go see Spring Breakers.
Do not go see Spring Breakers, and
Stay
remember,
far away from
remember, unless you play over 10 hours of Mass Effect Andromeda, you don't know what it's about. Fuck you.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Have Mass Effect a disappointment.
Peace.